Okay, so here is your machine. Basically, we're going to do a test run here and make sure everything's functioning the way it should. We have the added Z-axis in now and some offset bottles. First thing I'm going to do is prime the pump. And to do that, I'm going to basically make sure my fill volume's around 15. My fill speed is where I want it at 200, and I have a reverse fill of 2 in here. Basically, the thicker the fluid, the more you need to add on your reverse fill. What I'm going to do is hit this one-shot fill button, and what that does is use all your variables in your program so you can mimic the fill manually versus running it in your program. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this one-shot fill button and kind of run it until all the paint starts coming out and no more air bubbles. So there's one time. I'm probably going to hit it again here. Yeah, because we still got a little air in the line. Let me go ahead and hit it one more time here just to see. So I got a little bit of air bubble in there, which means my reverse fill is just a little bit too much. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that to 1 on the program here. And I'm just going to run it one more time on the one-shot fill. And still a little air, but that's all right. We'll drop it a little bit in the program here. All right, so now what we're going to do is bring over the nozzle and make sure that we are starting at our start location. So to do that, I'm going to hit this go to start location here. And that looks like where I'm going to start anyway. So what we're going to do now is just kind of calibrate where we want this to be. I'm going to go ahead and grab an extra couple of your bottles here. 2 of them, and let's just see what we want our volume to be. So I'm going to go ahead and set my volume to 5 here and set my reverse fill to 0.5, and let's just see where we're at. So I'm going to hit one shot again, and you can see it's definitely going to need about 3 times as much. So I'm going to put that fill volume to about 15 and hit the one shot again. So it's a little much by a little bit there, so I'll probably just drop it to 13 for this test. And I'd say we're good to go. Now the box got a little wet earlier, so the bottles are a little mangled here, but with the Z-axis, you'll see it's going to be able to keep everything aligned. So I'm going to go ahead and run these 3 rows here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start cycle. We have a quantity of 3 rows. And you can see the nozzle is actually going into the bottle now. Just gonna check the hose here and make sure it's far enough in this vat. Looks good. So you can see some of these bottles are misaligned just a little bit on the nozzle. It's just because the box is a little warped. But you can see we don't have any more bubbling issues, anything like that. And basically at this speed right now we're at 420 bottles an hour. Is what the program's saying. We could definitely, crank up our fill speed to probably double this amount to get, the filler filling around 700 bottles an hour. But I just kind of wanted to do it nice and slow for this test. Oop. That one moved a little bit. Let's see if I could move those boxes in a little bit here. And again, the reason it's a little bit messed up this time is just because of this being wet. kind of warped it a little bit, but here. You can see on the tank the hose is just right in your vat here, your mixing vat. It's just sucking right out of there. Make sure this one's nice and even. This last row you'll really be able to see accuracy and stuff on. Yeah, so I'd call this test a success. Basically, we don't have any more of that bubbling on the top of the bottle anymore. That nozzle depth's real good. We're using an 11 gauge dispensing needle on this, which gives you a little bit of playroom for accuracy with that nozzle going into the bottles. You can see the bottles, they're leaning a little bit here and there just because of that box. And it's still able to fill just fine. There you go, there's 36 bottles filled and ready to go. If you have any questions, please let us know, but I think we're ready to rock. Thank you.